A new evil awakens. Let's talk about The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. With the film, we see Rick O'Connell returning, but this time traveling to China, pitting him against an emperor from the 2,000-year-old Han Dynasty, who is just wanting world domination. So Rick, his wife, his son, his brother-in-law must stop him. And with this film, it just feels so much different compared to the first two. The original director did not come back for this one. But with this film, we do get Brendan Fraser back, and as always, he is great as Rick. It is just super entertaining to watch him in this, fight the mummies, bickering and all that. Unfortunately, we do not get Rachel Weisz back in this. I think it was because she was pregnant or just giving birth at the time. We do get Maria Bello replacing her as Evie, and I do think she was good, but it just felt like a completely new, different character, to be honest. It just wasn't the same without Rachel. We do get John Hannah back as Jonathan, and he was hilarious as always. As this time, the mummy, the resurrected Han Emperor, was played by Jet Li, who was very interesting backstory to him. As they are joined by Luke Ford, who plays their son, Alec, an older version of their son, who is pretty much just like Rick. I thought that he was great in the film, a great addition to it. Very interesting dynamic with him and his parents, with him and his uncle. As they are also joined by Michelle Yeoh, who as always kicks a lot of ass, and Isabella Leong, who plays this new mysterious character that has great dynamics with Luke Ford's Alex. Like, with this film, it is still a fun action adventure, as it pretty much explores the Chinese mythos, and all that was super interesting, but at the same time, this just feels like a completely different film compared to the first two Mummies, which I don't think fully worked. I do think that this film was pretty entertaining, but with just how the first two was, it probably would have been best if this explored like another part of the Egyptian mythos, maybe another Egyptian mummy. And I got to say that the special effects was an improvement to the first two. But with Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, I thought it was still pretty entertaining. It had some pretty cool action moments, some great Rick O'Connell moments, and just pretty much seeing most of these characters again for the last time, unfortunately. It was great when it came to that. I do think that this film could have been a bit better, but it was still pretty entertaining. Not the best, not the worst, but it could have been better. But have you seen The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.